What's going on, everyone? This is Adam and Craig with Grandstand Golf. In this show, we are talking the DFS breakdown for the 2020 Italian Open.
So have you started to look into the Italian Open at all, or you're looking at your Italian experiences to get some insight here?
Yeah, this one cuts a little bit deep, Craig, because we had a trip to Italy planned for June of 2020 that we never could take. So I got my Italian Rick Steves, I got my Italian Fiction, and I even have my Italian wine, Craig. A beautiful Amarone della Val Pilocella, which is actually only 50 kilometers from the course that we are playing in this Italian Open.
There you go. So maybe we'll have to go play this course sometime after this whole COVID experience is over.
Or if my picks actually win, I might have to crack this open.
Yeah, I like it.
So we are heading to Italy, and we are at the Chervò Golf Club in Brescia, Italy. I hope I got those right, but I'm not exactly sure. I wish I could have worked on my Italian this summer, but I didn't have the chance.
You didn't have the need to either.
I didn't have the need to. Par 72, 7,400 yards. It's actually quite long, so that was one of the first things I was looking at for players. It's the 77th edition of the Italian Open, but it's actually the first time that it's been at this golf course. From what I know of the course, it's a resort course. It should, if you have the length to tackle the course, there should be plenty of scoring opportunities.
Yeah, and it's only been around since 2008, so not a ton of pedigree, I guess you'd say.
Yeah. And when I was looking at, it does look a little bit wet from the European Tour video this morning. They said the fairways weren't running out, so it does look like it will play quite long.
Yeah.
Yeah, and soft. But the weather, it looks pretty nice for Thursday. Friday and Saturday, we get into some rain. Most it's calling for on Friday, and then our closing day on Sunday, cloudy, partly sunny, possible kind of 2 millimeters of rain. But it's going to be a wet one out there. It's going to be soft conditions for sure.
Okay.
All right, so our picks to win. I'm going with Jordan Smith on DraftKings 9,700. 7th in strokes gained tee to green on the European Tour. Recent performances look like he's kind of close to breaking through for a win, possibly 13th, 36th, 7th. I know the course has traveled around a little bit, but good history of the Italian Open is still kind of a positive for me. Mm-hmm. And he has 3 straight top 25s here. So my pick to win, a little bit kind of under 10K on DraftKings. I like a more balanced lineup this week. So my pick to win is Jordan Smith.
Yeah, I also as we were looking into guys, I didn't love a lot of the sleepers. So I think that to me, the balanced lineup has a lot more merit this week just because I don't want to go too far down the list looking for guys. But my top pick here, I've gone with Adri Arnaus. He's a young Spaniard, a 26-year-old. And he's priced at 9,100 on DraftKings. He's just a beautiful ball striker. If you get a chance to watch any clips you can see of him, he hits a beautiful high ball, which, in these soft conditions, that should be perfect. He can get close to holes. He can make birdies. He's awesome tee to green. He's number 9 so far 2020, number 22 in 2019. That was his rookie season. Mm-hmm. So, you come onto the European Tour, 22 on strokes gained tee to green as a rookie and improving your second year. You just, you've got chops. We have seen him win at lower levels. He won on the Alps Tour. I think he might have won a couple times on the Alps Tour. And then he actually won the Challenge Tour final before getting onto the Euro Tour. So, it's something we talk about in a lot of our videos. It's nice to see those guys that have won on the lower level. Like we talk about it with Corn Ferry guys. If they've won at that level, you have that much more confidence that they're going to be able to close it out at the higher levels. It's just a positive, one more positive thing. This guy is the type of guy who is going to win at the European Tour level. It's just a matter of time. He was in contention in a much stronger field at the BMW PGA Championship. He did fade on Sunday, but he's a young guy, so I'll give him a bit of a break on that one. And just trying to catch a guy who is going to win before it happens.
Yeah, I also like guys on the European Tour that have won kind of all over the world a little bit, or played on tours all different in the world and have this experience, because it's not just links golf. It's all different types of golf that we're going to get in the European Tour. So having that experience is actually extremely, it's a big positive to me.
Yeah.
All right, my sleeper. I'm going with Rikard Karlberg, 7,400 on DraftKings. He's coming off back-to-back 14th place finishes at the Irish Open Portugal Masters. He's made 9 of 10 cuts since the restart, so just a really solid play at 7,400. He's positive off the tee, approach, around the green, and I think he has enough distance. I mean, he's not huge off the tee, but I think he has enough distance, to have a slight advantage here. I mean, he's better than average on the European Tour. He's at 302 yards average driving distance. And I mean, he's won the 2015 Italian Open. So again, a proven winner, somebody that's won in Italy. It's just another positive in my books. And at 7,400, it seems pretty low risk, high ceiling for me.
Yeah. Well, and with the distance, there's kind of two things I look at with distance. There's guys who are so long that it becomes just such a huge asset. But then there's also there's this level where if you're not of a certain length, it's almost like there's a detriment there. And so having guys that okay, at least they're averaging, they're above average. It's not necessarily, they're not leaning on that as the reason they're successful, but they're long enough that it's not going to be something that hurts them.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I liked Karlberg a lot. You got your sleeper pick in there before I did, and I kept things I was looking at. I kept coming back to him, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I do like that one. But I've gone with Scott Jamieson here. He's a Scot, and he is priced at 7,600 on DraftKings. He's just a really solid player. So far in 2020, he's 13 tournaments. He's 4 out of 13. He's made the top 12, and 10 out of 13, he's made the cut. So at this kind of price, he's getting high finishes, and he's making the cut a lot. So that's kind of what you're looking for. Yeah. He's, this season, he's not as strong of a tee to green guy compared to guys I usually like to take. He's about, I think he's like plus 0.01 or something on this season.
Hey, he's positive.
Yeah, he's positive, but he's a really strong putter. So he, I want to say he's about 13th this year. He's gaining 0.61. And then you look at last year, he was in the top 10, gaining 0.85. So, it's not a flash in the pan good putter. Yeah. He's just he's one of these people who's a good putter. And the thing, sometimes those putters, when they get hot, it's a little bit like, Mackenzie Hughes or Denny McCarthy. When those guys get hot, they can just go low and they can score birdies in bunches. And so it can be really good for...
It almost brings their confidence around for the rest of the game, right?
Yeah, and then also for DraftKings scoring. You get birdie, you get those things. And yeah, so I like Scott Jamieson this week.
Yeah, so actually I was talking about a balanced build. I think I ended up with Jamieson as well, and Karlberg I think was my lowest price. So we talk about our sleepers under 75K on DraftKings, but I'm really bunched between the high 9s and the high 7s.
Well, and we have gone below 75K for our sleepers, but on the Euro Tour here, I just am less familiar with everyone, so I snuck it up to 76 here this week.
It's a little bit more thin. Yeah. So a fade. I'm going with the recent winner, Adrian Otaegui. 9,500 on DraftKings. I feel like, as you know, I like to fade the recent winner. I like to fade the recent winner of this event. But besides that, he hasn't had a top 10 since early August. So he broke through for a win. That's great. He's obviously playing well. But I would like to see that with possibly more top 10s. And he just doesn't have that. I think the other thing that's just going to hurt him for this course is he doesn't have the length. We talk about guys that if you're in the 295, 300, 305, you're kind of in that middle cluster there. But at 288 driving distance average, it's just gonna give him less scoring opportunities on this course, which is quite long. So yeah, Otaegui's a fade for me this week at 9,500 on DraftKings.
Yeah, the other thing, whenever someone's won, they get that post-win bump in terms of ownership. So, it's just one of those things where if you want leverage on the field, there's going to be a little bit of artificial ownership there. Or, artificial in the sense that it's based on their recent being on top of the leaderboard as opposed to what their actual baseline ability. But yeah, I've gone with Bernd Wiesberger here. DraftKings, he's 10.5. I want to say he's about fourth most expensive maybe. But really, it just seems like he's priced a little bit high for his form right now. He was the champion here last year, here being at the Italian Open last year. But, like we've said, it's a different course. And he since the restart from COVID here, he's been 1 of 10 for top 10. So for someone that you're paying top dollar for, it's really not what you want to see. And so, I looked a bit further into, okay, so like, is his 2020 that much worse than 2019? He won, I want to say maybe won 3 tournaments in 2019. So, I looked into it a bit, and it looks like his strongest asset is his approach play. And he doesn't have enough starts to be on the strokes gained approach for this year. He has maybe 6, 7, 8 starts or something on the European Tour, but his greens and regulation has fallen almost 10%. He was one of the top players in 2019, and he just really hasn't been that good so far in 2020.
And that I mean, a 9% drop there, or 10% drop is
a huge
significant.
drop.
That takes you from, top 10, top 25 to bottom third almost, I'm guessing, with a green regulation. So that's a huge jump in greens and regulation.
And same thing with his scoring average. It's been reflected there as well. So he went from 7.47, which is one of the better ones on the European Tour, to 71.3. So almost a full stroke that he's fallen. So I mean, it's just, I don't like to overread into form too much, because sometimes you start to be like, oh, like I'm basing it on too few tournaments, but we just really haven't seen the same form he had in 2019 so far in 2020.
All right. I think I just got an edit in there just in time.
So here, I'll sum up mine first here. For my pick, I've gone with Adri Arnaus at 9,100. My sleeper is Scott Jamieson at 7,600, and I'm fading Bernd Wiesberger at 10,500.
I like it. My pick to win is Jordan Smith, 9,700 on DraftKings. Rikard Karlberg is my sleeper at 7,400. And my fade is last week's winner, Adrian Otaegui, at 9,400. Thank you, everybody, for watching our video. We love doing the European Tour content. Please follow, please subscribe, and please like our videos. It does mean a lot to us. And make sure to follow us on Twitter at Grandstand Golf. And good luck this week.
Take care, guys. Thanks a lot.